It was good.
Make him a throne.
Get him a Segway, then he can go.
You know the inventor of the Segway died on a Segway off a cliff?
Are you serious?
I am serious.
You remember when President Bush got hurt on the Segway? He wrecked it and he had like...
Yeah, Segway.
Who did?
President Bush.
Was it senior or junior?
Junior.
What are you looking for?
I'm sorry, I got more likes if I would have.
All right.
That's not right.
No, you would generate likes. I would have been the anti-like.
Yeah, right. I never actually.
You guys don't have like a monthly coffee, like Clerks.
We will go. Yeah, so you're ready to answer.
It's been him.
All right, you ready?
Ready.
All right, hand me the. You're not stopping on train.
It seems like a blur. It's a
Or
whole year
staff
ago.
or
All right, 6 p.m. We'll call this meeting to order. If you all join me in a moment of silence. The Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Madam Clerk, have the roll.
Trustee Mann.
Here.
Trustee Gerger.
Present.
Trustee Fountain.
Here.
Trustee Lindhorst. Trustee Mao.
Here.
Trustee Churchill.
Present.
Village President Kimsey.
Present. Public announcements this evening. Let's start the evening. County Clerk Don Gray has visited down here. He had his office set up their mobile unit today. I wanted to say a few words about what they're doing.
Yes, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Let me start with some thanks and gratitude. Can't tell you how much we appreciate the hospitality you provided us in order to bring the county clerk's mobile unit here. So we're always thinking through how can we increase access to our services. This is one of those. It's time for us to get out of the bricks and mortar of the government building and bring our services on the road and directly to those that could use them most. I'm often surprised by that individual who has a difficulty being able to come down to the county building for what reason it may be. No transportation, a disability, or just recently had a child and just can't get out yet. So it's really rewarding that we're able to come out and do this, and it's been a great success. In the short 1 hour when we were visiting with you, we had 2 individuals that ordered multiple documents. So real proud of that. So thank you for all of that. A few things going on in the clerk's office. We're always, again, focused on what we can do to make our services more accessible and easier. The mobile unit obviously is in roll. We had a good, successful election. We were right in par with where we needed to be historically that we see in turnout, about 23%. Obviously, we'd like to see more, but we're happy with how it went. It was a smooth and steady day. You know, our efforts in same-day voter registration were again successful. The foundation to our services of which we provide in polling place are always stellar and strong. We're very grateful for the locations in which we service here in the Chatham Ball area. And your locations of polling places were of great success, and the election judges and registrars from the field are some of the very best we have, not only in the state, but right here in Sangamon County. So thank you for that. If there's anything in relation to those types of services that we can find improvement, we certainly are all ears. You are distinguished leaders of your community. We want to hear your input. We only get better by what it is that we need to know. So please let us know that. A few things on the horizon. We're obviously trying to instill confidence back into our electoral system. There was a bit of a shaky moment of discussion on many various different levels on the national stage. Know that we're taking the time to work closely with our trusted partners in Homeland Security, the Illinois State Police, to safeguard, kind of the cybersecurity of what we do. In Sangamon County, we have no connection to the exterior world when it comes to voter tabulation. It's all set aside. Feel very confident and trusted that when you see a result, that result is reflected exactly how those that had cast their ballots. in regards to trying to provide for a little bit more confidence in the system, we're trying to provide for more transparency. Expect to see a few things here in the future, such as if you utilize vote by mail, we now are getting ready to launch a program in which we can push notifications to you when we've received your request, when we've processed your request, when your ballot's been mailed, when your ballot has been returned to us, accepted and processed. We're going to push text messages and emails so that you can know what's happening throughout the process. We're going to start to do the same in voter registration. Illinois is on the cusp of providing for automatic voter registration at all really state facilities and agencies. In doing so, we want people to have confidence in knowing that the registration's being treated correctly. So any change in your voter registration, you can sign up for a program from us that we're going to launch soon here, in which you can get real-time notifications to a change in your voter registration. If there's any concerns with that, or not quite remembering why it happened, you can call us immediately and we'll be able to tell you what's going on. So we're working on things like that. You know, we're trying to provide for the very best and give people great confidence, not only in our electoral process, but in our vital records and service. So again, it's a great honor to serve as your county clerk, and thanks for all that you do. It's amazing to watch things grow and how you guys operate. So congratulations to all of you. You've accomplished quite a bit. Anything that I can help you with, or some feedback, or?
No.
No, I could talk all day. Give me a mic. So I'll stop because I know you want to get back and enjoy this weather. So thanks, guys, all of you. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Clerk Gray. We appreciate you and your staff coming down and taking the time for the outreach and the opportunity for the citizens to interact today. Much appreciated. Next, we'd like to take a moment and recognize Sergeant Dave Drabing. Dave, you don't have to stand up. I'm just want to make sure everybody knows who you are. Sergeant Drabing is going to be retiring from our police force May 1st, which he said is 1 week from today, and then proceeded to quote how many hours, minutes, and seconds it was. Dave started his career with the village in November of 1991, served almost his entire 26 and a half years of almost his entire law enforcement career with the village of Chatham. In that time, he got to serve under 4 different chiefs, Chief Foley, Chief Holm, Chief Dotson, and Chief Barnett. In 2009, he became a member of the Sangamon County's Tactical Response Unit, promoted to sergeant in the village November 18th of 2011, where he's been for just about 6.5 years now. Dave is one of those guys that's been known to constantly step up for the department when they needed help with investigations or assistance with department functions throughout his entire career. He's always been there when he's asked and there when he's needed. He's been the range instructor for our department, done a lot with outreach in our community, instructing numerous classes at Glenwood High School through their government program, spending time speaking to high school kids about various topics such as DUIs and traffic stops, and led and served this community when interacting for the police department with the board long before we had a police officers union. Dave helped drive those conversations and keep those agreements going on. So a guy that's been steady, consistent, and a reliable officer for the village, and we wish you the best in your retirement and hope you thoroughly enjoy it, and you'll be missed, Dave.
Thank you.
This is the time if you want to give a grand speech that you can.
Well, yeah, only a minute. I guess.
Dave, you want to be on camera? Come on up here. Use the microphone. Well, I think people want to know who you are.
Well, I'll start by thanking Kara for being the sounding board for the last 4.5 years, and Olivia, she was still little when I got promoted to sergeant and went to midnights, and for a single dad with a little one, was tough for her too. So I want to thank her. These guys back here, for those of you that don't know these three, that's Sergeant Galloway, Brescher, and Dotson. They were great co-workers to work with, and they've been great friends. 27 years ago, that was my field training officer, and I was a field training supervisor when I was young and green. And ironically, 27 years later, I'm starting a new job on May 2nd, and that's going to be my field training. So I'm back to square one. I want to thank all those guys there too, and thank you very much for recognizing me. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Dave.
Thank you.
One other announcement for me. We want to remind everybody that the Chatham Chamber is sponsoring electronics recycling in a cleanup day this Saturday at 9 a.m. They're going to meet at the gazebo in Village Square. They've got the electronics recycling set up there, and they're also taking volunteers that'll help us walk up and down the sides of some of the main streets here and pick up the trash that accumulates over the winter and with all the wind. So it's much appreciated effort by the Chamber and the JCs to organize that every year. So if you have an hour or two Saturday morning, put on your gloves and your bright colored shirt, and we'd love to see you joining us. Any additional public announcement?
Three things. There's the Humvee. It's an organization that honors veterans. Is going to be having a glow bingo that will be funds will be for the homeless and needy female veterans this Friday night at the Sangamon Prairie Reception Center. And $20 in advance, $25 at the door. If you want the phone number and things, I got that flyer. And then on May the 2nd at the Chatham American Legion, we're going to be having Vince Speranza, a World War II veteran. He was a 101st Airborne Division machine gunner at Bastogne, and he'll be speaking. That starts at 6:30. And then on May the 4th, the Daughters of American Revolution are having a dedication ceremony at the Revolutionary War veteran John Lockridge at his tomb at the old Chatham Cemetery down by the VFW. That's going to be at 2 o'clock. There'll be a lot more coming up in May, so I'll save that for the next meeting.
For those that you can't recognize him without the beard, this is Les Morgan. Additional announcements this evening. Hearing none, we'll move to public comment. Ms. Billick.
Okay, a couple little things on the agenda that's bothering me a little bit. And please make sure I don't get beat up on Facebook about the Sundown One. There's a $599 payment in there that I'm not quite sure what it's for. And then I needed to clarify also, do we pay them a maintenance type of fee every month? And if we do, if you can give me the cost of what we pay monthly, or if it's yearly, or whenever we need them, if you could let me know that. And I'm not going to bring up an $800 chair, but I got to bring up an $80 squeegee. The reason why I'm saying this is I made the mistake, not in my opinion. Everybody knows I work for the city of Springfield. It's been 25 years. And I made the mistake of speaking at the city council meeting where they said they were $11 billion in the hole. And they were all going, we don't know how this happened. Now, going up there and speaking before them is a lot like speaking before you guys. I got a tendency to just, I already checked the insurance. They will not buy me a filter for my mouth. So here it goes. I've told them, you guys are all elected officials. Sooner or later, somebody's feet has to be held to the fire. I do not want to see the village that I live in, that I hope when I retire I stay here, don't get ran out. Don't let little things start adding up, you guys. I mean, do not let this happen. And it just seems like, and this is no offense to you, Pat, because I think really honestly, you're doing a hell of a job as a village manager for the responsibility that's dumped on you in 24/7. I mean, 24/7, and I'm being honest here. But you guys opened the door by giving him $25,000 to spend. Is his feet being held to the fire? Sorry. But I mean, does somebody go, okay, here, Pat, $25,000. We trust you. Do what you got to do. Sooner or later, $25,000 becomes $2 million. It becomes $5 million. We're already in debt for a water plant that we don't own. That's what, 55 million, 53 million? Don't have the exact figures. Don't let this village do what the city of Springfield's doing. All of a sudden, you guys are going to be scratching your heads. You're going to move on. You're going to say, I don't want to be mayor. I don't want to be trustee. Move on. Here comes the next election. We're going to vote people in that we thought we could trust. And all of a sudden, we're going to be going, shit, I voted for that person the last time. And look what happened. They left my kids and my grandkids with this amount of a debt. The $55 million debt is enough. Don't start spending $75 on a squeegee which doesn't sound like a lot, but this is my point I'm trying to make to you. You gotta look at the books. Don't do it to the citizens that put you in those chairs. Don't do it. And, you know, I'm gonna be honest, I'm not happy with everybody sitting up here. But I sat at home the past few weeks every time we had a meeting, trying to listen on YouTube to this. And I'm sorry, Ryan, this is not a personal thing. Please don't let you-know-who take it to a personal level. But it wasn't a good sound system. So all of a sudden, somebody gets involved in it. Not me. I had an opinion, and I asked questions, which there were not definite answers. But it was $25,000 roughly. What are we paying monthly? There's another $500 on the agenda for tonight. These are things that just sort of catches my eye. That sooner or later, this is all adding up because we're not getting the answers. We're not being told what this is all for. And I can stand up here and complain about the agenda right and left, but there's not going to be answers. I know that. Because when I question the sound system, we'll discuss it later. I still didn't get the answers. And the frustration is there. Because I don't want to leave this village when I'm 100 years old and croaked and buried someplace or scattered someplace, knowing that my kids and my grandkids that live in this village are going to be held accountable for your guys' debt. There's a checkbook, you got to be accountable. Like I told the city of Springfield, Hubby's checkbook, my checkbook, I'm smart enough that my name's on both, but when I use his, I got to be accountable. You guys are using our paycheck. Be accountable, please. Thank you.
Ms. Judd?
I wasn't going to talk since Bonnie said, but it seems to me that I remember when the sundown thing came along, and I can't say that Mr. Gerber was the one that said that sundown needed to know that it would not cost a penny more. I remember that being said. So why do we have this $599.99 additional on here? Who can tell me? Who can answer that? I know you're not going to answer me. You're not going to discuss it. But, you know, we deserve an answer.
Thank you. Any additional public comment? Hearing none, a motion to put the consent agenda on the table, please.
Make that motion.
Trustee Miles made a motion. To a second.
Second.
Second by Trustee Scherschel. Questions regarding the meeting minutes or the warrants?
I do. I have two. And two of those Bonnie Billick brought up. I bought mini squeegees before. Why are we buying one for $80?
Man, I don't have the answer to that.
Okay, I would like the answer to that. And again, what is the $599.99 for?
When they came back to work on this the second time, they said we needed another component. And that's what it took to be able to get it so that I think it's perfect now.
Well, I think it's perfect. I think it sounds good, but I still wondered what the $600 payment was.
That's what it was for that one piece.
Now, is that something they lacked initially when they were the experts on putting this together and saying what we need and what we don't need, or? I mean, because generally when you put in a project, I would think your experts would say, this is what you need. That's it. No more. But then $600, it may not seem a lot, but to me, that's a lot of money.
They had to come
any kind of project.
They had to come back and add a piece. I okayed it.
Do we know what the piece was?
I don't know what the name of it is right off the top. It has something to do with this stuff down here.
With the voice? Or with the audio?
The voice, yeah.
It did sound crisp and clear.
It sounds a lot better. And if you watch it on YouTube, it sounds perfect.
Yeah.
And the video's perfect. So it's fixed now. And no, we do not have a monthly payment to Sundown One.
Correct. Okay. It's just yearly?
No.
Or not?
Lifetime. Well, I thought the update, we talked about the update that was.
There's the software, it's called Livestream. That's not Sundown One.
But we pay for that each year, right?
We do. It's an online service that you have to pay for to be able to broadcast.
Sundown One's installation was a lifetime warranty.
Yeah.
So
and every time I've called them, they've been responsive. They've come out and they've worked on it. And I think they've got it where it needs to be now.
So if we have issues with any pieces or parts, they'll come and.
They have a lifetime guarantee. As long as they're in business, we're in business.
Okay.
Now, if a piece, if the building gets hit by lightning or something like that, then it's an insurance claim and that kind of stuff. Or if an individual piece fails, we might have to replace that piece. But as far as their install, they're a lifetime warranty.
Additional.
Yeah, I guess the other thing, I'll just mention, with the $80 squeegee, I am guessing, because I know probably a year or so ago, there was a $6,400 rifle being purchased. Well, when it turns out, it was like 10 of them. So, I'm guessing that the $80 squeegee may be for 10 of them. I can't say for sure. If someone is buying that expensive of a squeegee, that's where I need to take stock in, I guess.
Exactly.
But
hopefully next
I'm going to assume it's for multiple squeegees.
Yeah, that's my hope.
I don't sign off on the purchase requests that are that low. So I have different department heads sign off on those, and they can sign up to a certain amount. So if I had to sign every single one of those, I would sit at my desk all day long and my computer would go ding, 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 ding. We purchase stuff. You can see that by this list here.
Yeah.
I don't know why we bought an $80 squeegee. I can find out. Maybe we needed it. Maybe they spent too much for a squeegee.
Yeah. Well, you can't find that out for us?
I will.
Okay, thank you.
Maybe we'll have the squeegee appear at the next meeting.
You better do a dance for $80.
Madam Clerk.
Trustee Mann.
Yes.
Trustee Gerger.
Yes.
Trustee Fountain.
Yes.
Trustee Mao.
Yes.
Trustee Churchill.
Yes.
Old business, item 1 is a resolution for maintenance under the Illinois Highway Code. Can I have a motion to put this on the table?
I'll make that motion.
A second.
Trustee Fountain made a motion, second by Trustee Mao. This is the resolution to accompany the MFT program that we discussed 2 weeks ago. Further discussion? Hearing none, Madam Clerk.
Trustee Mann.
Yes.
Trustee Gerger.
Yes.
Trustee Fountain.
Yes.
Trustee Mao.
Yes.
Trustee Churchill.
Yes.
Item 2 is still in a draft format. If you would review it, see if you've got any questions as we try to finalize some of the wording in there, but I'd like to hold that on old business. Under new business, item 1 is an endorsement of the execution of the transportation planning agreement between Springfield Sangamon County Regional Planning Commission and the Village of Chatham. You have the agreement in front of you. Entertain a motion to endorse this agreement and continue our participation.
I'll make that motion.
Trustee Fountain, seconded by Trustee Churchill. Further discussion? Hearing none, Madam Clerk.
Trustee Mann.
Yes.
Trustee Gerger.
Yes.
Trustee Fountain.
Yes.
Trustee Mao.
Yes.
Trustee Churchill.
Yes.
Item number 2, transferring appropriation authority between line items and adopting a supplemental appropriation for fiscal year 2018. Can I have a motion to put this on the table?
I'll make the motion.
Trustee Mao has made a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Trustee Churchill. This is the interfund transfers that Sherry reviewed at the last committee of the whole meeting. We have additional questions or discussion regarding this ordinance? Hearing none, Madam Clerk.
Trustee Mann.
Yes.
Trustee Gerger.
Yes.
Trustee Fountain.
Yes.
Trustee Mao.
Yes.
Trustee Churchill.
Yes.
Item number 3 is an ordinance waiving the park regulations to allow alcoholic beverages at Community Park on May 18th and 19th of 2018 for the Highland Games. We have a motion.
I'll make that motion.
Trustee Mao, seconded by Trustee Mann. Again, discussed 2 weeks ago in the committee. This is the resolution to allow the Highland Games to serve alcohol on premises during their event. Further discussion? Hearing none, Madam Clerk.
Trustee Mann.
Yes.
Trustee Gerger.
Yes.
Trustee Fountain.
Yes.
Trustee Mao.
Yes.
Trustee Churchill.
Yes.
Item 4 is an ordinance annexing certain property to the Village of Chatham and amending ordinance 1817 due to a Scrivener's error. Motion to put this on the table.
I'll make
So
that
moved.
motion.
Trustee Churchill has made a motion.
I'll second.
Second by Trustee Mao.
I will attempt to explain that.
I was going to let Jeff, but if
I think you could. The Candiotos own 3 parcels. Each one of them had their own PIN number. The idea was to annex the top 2 parcels and a portion of the 3rd parcel. When we sent that to the county, all they saw was the 3 PIN numbers, so they annexed all 3 parcels. That was not the original intent, so we have the correct verbiage excluding the certain portion, or the top portion gets annexed and the bottom 20 acres does not get annexed. So
So the part that doesn't get annexed, does that include the pond and lake and trees? Is that the part that is not being
Part of the
annexed
pond,
in?
the pond is in some of the part that's annexed and some of the part that's not annexed.
Okay.
So, that duck could be going across border lines, and stuff like that, so.
Further questions? Hearing none, Madam Clerk.
Trustee Mann?
Yes.
Trustee Gerger?
Yes.
Trustee Fountain?
Yes.
Trustee Mao?
Yes.
Trustee Churchill?
Yes.
I'd like to thank Alex Raven for putting up with the mistake that we had. But
Was he the one that made the mistake?
Yeah.
Or
Huh?
was he the one that made the mistake?
I'm not so sure he made the mistake.
I should have been more clear. Thank you very much, everyone. But that's the one that gets recorded.
Okay.
And we're hopeful this is the last time this has to come in front of you so that the recorder doesn't say, we want something different even than this, so.
No, we've seen it a few times now.
Yeah,
so.
we might see it again. We'll see.
Item 5 is an ordinance authorizing village expenditures pending adoption of an annual appropriation ordinance. I have a motion to put this on the table.
I'll make that motion.
Trustee Miles made a motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Trustee Fountain. As discussed at the Committee of the Whole, our budget is close to prepared for a presentation. However, we have 2 pending contracts that we're working through. We want to get closer to completion with those contracts before we finalize the budget. This ordinance allows the village to continue to expend funds and operate into the new fiscal year, operating as if last year's budget was still the one they were following. Additional questions?
When do we hope to have the contracts?
Yesterday.
Good enough.
That's always the
We
answer.
met with one group yesterday and one group today, and we are going to have an executive session to give you an update, but
Okay.
All right, Madam
we
Clerk.
will need this in place.
Trustee Mann?
Yes.
Trustee Gerger?
Yes.
Trustee Fountain?
Yes.
Trustee Mao?
Yes.
Trustee Churchill?
Yes.
Item 6, additional public comment on village business. Pat, you had an update.
South Sangamon Water Commission has finalized their loan. They have not signed the papers as of yet today, but they project a 46 cents increase in the water rate over the already proposed 42 cent increase. That would be to pay off the loan over the next 5 years.
Who was the bank, Pat?
They had 2 banks reply, and Hickory Point Bank gave the lowest interest rate.
And do you know what the interest rate was?
Just over 4.
Yeah, it was
4.69, I want to say. Is that about it?
Yeah.
I looked at it.
If they transferred other money, it would be 4.0.
There was some
Additional-
attached.
Yeah, so probably we would bring that back forward then for formal consideration at the next village board meeting.
They have sent me the official ordinance that passed requesting that rate increase. So we can act on it.
Yeah. So we see that in 2 weeks. You'll see a similar resolution to what we had on the.
So when will that take effect?
Well, if you guys pass it at the next board meeting,
June 1?
60 days at least from then. So it might be the middle of June then.
Additional public comments. Hearing none, the scheduled meetings, village board will meet at 6 p.m. May 8th, committee of the whole, 6:15 or following May 8th. ADA Transition Planning Committee at 6 p.m. May the 15th. Planning Commission, 6 p.m. May the 17th. Police Commission, 5:30 p.m. May the 17th.
And
We
we've
have
got
to
a new date.
work on your schedule.
We got a new date and time for the utility oversight. That's May
14th.
14th at 6 p.m.
Utility Oversight Committee. Yeah. May 4th at 6, you said?
14th.
May 14th at 6 p.m.
Yep.
Correct.
All right.
And if I might just mention, since it'll be before we meet again, as far as the village board or committee of the whole, it is my understanding that with the enhancement program, the Illinois enhancement, which we did apply for, that is supposed to be announced May 7th by the governor. So we should know something come May 7th on whether or not we were successful in a very competitive
That's the
funding.
ITEP planning.
Yes, the ITEP.
Thank you for all your work on that,
Yes,
Trustee
thank you,
Fountain.
Terry.
Okay, could I have a motion to move to executive session for collective negotiating matters under 2C2?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Trustee Mao, seconded by Trustee Gerger. Madam Clerk.
Sorry, who did the second?
Trustee Gerger.
Write it down. Trustee Mann.
Yep.
Trustee Gerger.
Yes.
Trustee Fountain.
Yes.
Trustee Mao.
Yes.
Trustee Churchill.
Yes.
Okay, and there'll be no further action taken as we come back from executive session.